League number 3 of the day. More AmuLIT. We have not boiled anybody so far. Makes me kind of sad that we have not boiled anybody. Disappointing. Disappointing. The main deck has felt fine. I kind of like this main deck a fair bit. I could see shaving one of the Grazers, playing Azusa instead. Maybe. Land number 34 would also not suck. Land number 34 might also be something that I would potentially look into. Okay, what do we got here? We gotta keep. Yep. Bounce land off the top one time. Put it most to 6. Yep. Down to 6 to go. Ursa's mine. Ursa's yours. Opponent. You get it? Ursa's mine. Ursa's yours. Actually, Explorer is kind of amazing here. I think I'm gonna go squatter them, because if I even if I pass the turn and I hope that they don't have it, if I hope that they don't have it next turn, I still can't draw it into Titan, even if I draw a bounce land, which I think would be my best draw here. So I think we just have to go squatter there, which sucks because now our go squatter is gone, which is kind of shitty. But they did have the natty Tron, obviously, because they are a Tron player. So let's name Giant here. The idea is gonna be that I play this Dryad and this Turn Timber, and that my opponent is gonna have a couple too many things to have to deal with, even if they play like a Card Liberator or something, which they obviously have. Like, why wouldn't they? But oh, sweet. So I guess we win now. One, 2, 3, 4. Yes, always yield. Probably the best thing about being back on AmuLIT is just shitting on Tron, as opposed to with Reclaimer, where Tron kind of shits on us. Oh yes. So that's definitely quite exciting. Definitely quite exciting. Beast Within, Raminap, Rexage. Bog, 3 Explorers. Explorers were kind of the nuts there, though, if I'm being honest. Things for pleasure. I really appreciate your expertise for trying to look for deeper meaning for meme purposes. That is a great skill to have, Stabs. Good job. Making me proud. That hand was interesting, but ultimately I don't think it quite works out. Same thing with this one. And this is the best hand we've seen so far, so let's keep this one. So keep that. We're gonna bottom Tolaria West and the Gracer. Leave to meme, meme to leave. Hallelujah. Come back every now and then. Yeah, what's with that? What's with that leaving? You have to be here 24/7. Like, you're a mod, right? If you're a mod, you basically just have to be here all the time. What are you even here for otherwise? Let's play this one. Then let's play this one. Let's play that one. And damn, kind of whiffing here. Would be lovely if we weren't to whiff anymore. So if we draw a Titan, we're basically guaranteed to cast it. Barry my opponent playing a Ghost Quarter or something. Sure. The best option is to get rid of one of the amulets. Yep. Nice. We gotta make sure that we don't just lose to a minus. So we're gonna fetch Triumph, Power Battlements. Attack Carno. And I guess we're just gonna go Squatter plus T-West. And on draw step, we blow up the mine, which is the one that they search for. Boom. Fingers crossed. Of course. My opponent is a skilled Tron player. They obviously have exactly the Tron piece that I just destroyed. Good job, opponent. Good job. What they didn't take into account is that I'm a very skilled amulet player, you know? We have a couple of options here. Option number one is to... I think I'm actually going to get Raminap here. Because my opponent could have Nature's Claim. And if I go for it, I just lose. So I think that the line here is actually to go for Raminap, put Ghost Quarter in play, attack with Titan, basically just getting the trade. Then we get Vesuva plus copy Ghost Quarter. And then we blow up the Ursa's mana, we blow up the Ursa's tower. That way it guarantees that my opponent cannot do anything next turn. And then we need to have exactly this member to kill the Raminap, otherwise we just win. And then we can use Ghost Quarter to blow up our own land and replay it, so bounce and transmute to Lurrus to get another Titan a couple of turns from now. So I think that would have been the line. To play around Nature's Claim. I love how on chat they're just like trading jabs against me. But that's good. That's good. That's the chat interaction that I'm here for, you know. That's the top tier quality chat interaction that I'm here for. The tight spotless play is just nonsense. Thank you for the cheer. That's fun. I kind of had forgotten how much I like this deck. It's kind of awesome. Every now and then that happens. Which is, by the way, the reason why I play some non-AmuLIT decks, right? Otherwise, if I played AmuLIT all the time, I don't know if I would get bored, but like I would start, at least I would try to do like Reclaimer AmuLIT or like Saheeli AmuLIT. Like I would definitely meme on AmuLIT a lot more, but trying out a brew, it doesn't go well. So I want to get back. I want to get some money back. I want to get some PPs back. So I just, you know, play a real deck for a change. Yeah. Sign me up. So I think this is a turn 2. It's a convoluted turn 2, but I think it's a turn 2. We're gonna see what my opponent is doing over there, and then we will see how necessary going for it should be. The turn 2 is achieved by going turn 1 Valakut. Turn 2 we play AmuLIT, we play Simic Growth Chamber, we use the blue mana to play the second AmuLIT, the green mana to play Gracer, we play this again, we make 4 mana, Pact for Azusa, play Azusa, we have green floating, and we're playing against Ponza, so nothing matters. Nothing ever matters. Alright. This is where we cross our hands and we bow for forgiveness to the Ponza gods. Please don't moon me, 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 please. Yes. 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 Hallelujah. Hallelujah. So now this is just like a clean turn 2. So I don't need to pact for Azusa. I'm probably gonna pact anyway, just so I can... Can I kill them? Probably cannot kill them. We pact for Dryad, we play Dryad, we have a green floating. We have 1 land drop, 2 land drops. We get a land... We get Valakut. Yeah, we actually have 18, right? Like, this is actually just lethal here. This is a turn 2 kill. Because we get Valakut. 1, 2 lands in play. 1, 2, and then 1, 2. We get Vesuva plus fetch. It's kind of sick. All right. Feels like my opponent punted for not having the Blood Moon on turn 2. Valakut Battlements. Whee! It really had been a while since I had turned 2'd somebody. And honestly, it feels kind of glorious, the fact that it was against Ponza. It was particularly magical because it was against Ponza. Dismember, Raminap, Rex Sage. Boom. Feels good when that happens. Doesn't really happen too often nowadays. No, that not the way our deck is built. Do you think Wildfire should be in the Madcat combo versus us? No, I don't think so. It's just too easy for us to answer, right? I guess I'm keeping this. It's just so easy for us to answer their combo. For us to answer the Empyrean. All we have to do really is just like get Valakut Dryad and we just ping the thing to death. And then we just ping our opponents to death. Alright, here's the moment of truth. Do we dismember this? What are the chances my opponent has a Magus? Because that's all it really comes down to, is whether my opponent has a Magus or not. So whether I need to save this dismember for a Magus. Playing Mana Trader, see this is someone played it versus you and that's what you did. Yeah, it's just so easy. Yeah, I don't think that they're playing Magus either, so it makes me very tempted to just dismember this guy right here for like a time walk. I think I'm gonna do that. Her name's Scout. We're totally gonna lose to Magus this game because I use this dismember right now, but I'm gonna take bazillions of damages here. So many damages. This probably means that they don't have another land, so they... E-Z. Okay, So we're one off pacting for Sage. But I guess I still want to play around Blood Moon, so we're gonna put this into play and pass the turn. Oh man. So we're gonna get mooned here, but then we can pact for Sage and then lose to the second Blood Moon. Oh, the pain. The pain is too deep, chat. The pain is just so much. It's too deep. Too much pain. I'm thinking whether I want to... I think I want to actually do this. Now we can replay this if we want to. But this gives me the option of after resolving a Titan, we get another shot with Turn Timber at maybe getting something. You have no idea how sad this makes me. Time to play this member, huh? I'm just gonna pact for Dryad, and I'm gonna lose to my opponent having an answer to the Dryad. But otherwise, we have literally no plan against this. So if they have like Flame Slash or something, or Chandra minus, any of those things just kill me. And I think they have Chandra minus. Oh, Blood Moon, yeah, that also kills me. Alright, so I guess that there was no way that I could have won this because I would have been short an answer, so that makes me feel a little bit less bad. The fact that we were 0% to win regardless. I wonder if they even have pillage. They might just not have pillage. This hand cannot beat a normal Ponce hand. This hand technically can. So I'm holding on to the cards that give me redraws as opposed to Asusa, to Stacy, which gives me incremental value because I have no way of taking advantage of that value. So, and Dryad is of course a lot more powerful against my opponent, who I know has both Moon and Magus. Okay. Am I going to do this? Yes, I am. Who am I kidding? I am obviously going to do that. Who am I? Who do I think I'm kidding? Obviously, I'm gonna be doing that. with another exploring hand. Nice dramatic pause, yeah, I know. I'm just out here trying to create good content, you know? Giant. And even though I could Dryad, I'm going to explore instead. The reason for this is so I can play the Dryad afterwards and make it so my mana remains intact. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I can play Dryad post Moon. Also, I might just not play Moon. I might just not play Dryad altogether to play around Boil. Yeah, okay. I mean, you can only play around so many things, you know? It just gets to a point where you're just like, yeah, whatever. That is why this is a bad matchup, in case you were wondering. That is precisely why this is such a bad matchup. It's you can only play around so many things. What now? Bloodman. Okay. Interesting that they decided to have another red source instead of another green source. I'm gonna hold on to this. I'm not gonna show my opponent the possibility of casting a Titan next turn. We're totally gonna get pillaged on our... Okay, Magus is fine. Like, we can't beat this already, so... Shouldn't have used all the luck. That's why I messed up. God damn it. Should have spread my luck a little bit. I used up all of my luck, and now I'm running out. Okay, not playing around Boil. If you got a Boil, hit me. No, we actually have a very good Ponza matchup with Reclaimer. I mean, my opponent is kind of Blood Moon flooded, and if I draw any land off the top here, and I slam this Titan, I think we're just gonna Colossal Dreadmaw them out of the game. Any land, please? Rex Sage. That's the new one. 2-4, baby. 2-4. Let's go. So the last card in hand is probably Lightning Bolt, I assume. So they're going to double up on this. Operate, yeah, whatever. Like one of those cards, like something that deals 3 damage. Not so one, thank you for the follow. So now they only have access to 1 green source. Can we draw any land, please? Nice. It is time. It is prime time. And by prime time, of course, I mean Maw. It is Maw o'clock. Oh no, red and 6. So much value. How can I ever beat this? It's basically a roller coaster of value. You have to go. They don't even plus one when. I'm gonna save this dismember for stuff like. I am purposely not getting the last land because of Boil. Because these 3 are still islands, so I'm not getting the last basic on purpose. I don't know if it actually matters, but I mean that's why I'm doing it. Yeah, you have to do add a com and then do something else. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hello. Maw. Alright, it's time. I don't often do this, but this is time for it's a Maw pyramid. Some might even call it a Pyramod. Pyramod. No, too much. I think I took it too far there. I introduced it on my screen. Not in here. That's a pristine pyramid. Pristinamid. All the puns today, all the wordplay. All the wordplay. Alright. Who are we playing against? Some companion. Which companion do you got? Oh, do you got Obosh? Yeah, this is pretty good though. I'm gonna keep this. Imagine how much better this hand would be. Like this hand is still fine, right? Like this hand is probably like a 7, but it would be an 11 if this were literally any like breeding pool or anything like that. But now we are like behind on tempo. We could Azusa plus Dryad next turn, and now instead we're stuck with just playing the AmuLIT. Any land, please? Any land would be great. This card sucks. Don't play Triumphs in your AmuLIT deck. They are just not playable. They're so bad. So freaking bad. So my hope here is my opponent spends some mana to kill this, and then oof, that's huge. That's probably one of their few answers, 1-for-1 for Dryad. So now we're gonna get to Azusa plus Dryad in the same turn. We still need to draw land though. Fuck. Wait. We can Pact for Gracer for +1. It just doesn't do it though. Yeah, it just doesn't do it. We would go up to 5 mana. And everything because of this fucking Triumph. Everything because of that stupid fucking Triumph. Like, we would be in such better shape right now if this were literally any shock land. Doesn't really matter which one. It's kind of brutal. Alright, so we're not blocking regardless of how they attack. We couldn't tighten there, no. We were 1 minute off. We're gonna be able to tighten. This deck plays mainly Blood Moon, I think, so if they have the Moon, we're gonna lose, but if they don't have the Blood Moon here, they are gonna need to answer both of my things, and they have the Blood Moon. That's so sad. That's so sad. We would have won this game handily, and we straight up lost because we have Triumph instead of having literally any other land. That is so brutal, man. That is so brutal. That's insane. That is absolutely insane. That we went from winning a game easily to straight up just losing because of this stupid land. This land sucks. Like, just I'm never gonna play Triumphs in my list. I don't understand the appeal of playing them. Like, their cost is just so high. We straight up win. We straight up win because my opponent just doesn't have enough resources to be able to answer all of my ramp creatures. Like, we straight up win this game. And now we lose. We could continue playing, but we don't have answers to the Blood Moon game 1, so we're going to eventually get run over. So that we could have played on, but I don't really see a point in doing that. I'd rather just move on to the next game and just have a deck that is more prepared to beat that kind of draw. I can cut Stacy's and a couple of Explorers. That's gross, though. What is the Triumph replacing? A Stomping Ground / Breeding Pool. I think I would play Stomping Ground in this list. I don't think that you need to play Breeding Pool. It's something that you can do to play Breeding Pool, but I don't think it's necessary by any means. It helps in some situations where you can actually transmute, but I don't think it's that good. I'm not saying that it's actively bad, but I don't think it's that good. Rogue in Triumph can be better. Sacred Founder, Reclaimer, Flux. No, it's actually worse in so many ways. In so many ways, it's just so much worse than that because of the exact same reason. Why do people undervalue so much the fact that a land enters tapped? Like, we literally just lost the game to a land entering tapped. Literally just lost the game to a land entering the battlefield tapped. It's a huge deal. It's a huge deal that you have your land enter tapped. Play Gemstone by the Red Eye to make it a forest. That would be the ideal scenario. Nope. Here's my Baloth. Please don't moon me. Pretty please. Okay. This I can work with. Yep, this I can definitely work with. No blocks here because I'm just gonna blow them up. So because I'm gonna blow them up right now, I don't give my opponent the chance to, like, if they want these 2 lands, I don't think they're gonna want them, but so close to triggering this field. So close. It's very likely for us to get mooned here, but at least we're ahead on board. There it is. Of course. We drew the AmuLIT. Wait. Why is there no Obosh? They had Obosh game 1. Sure, you got me. Smash this Midrange resolves. Oh, come on. Brutal. All right, Dryad. Turn Timber. Not quite. Okay. Okay, we're gonna try to not use this for now because we might find Dryad and we can blow up that Blood Moon. I'm gonna bolt my Gracer. Okay. YOLO. Yo fucking low. No! 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 That's so unfair. That is so unfair. God damn it. So they're gonna fireball this back. That's fine. Something, please. All right. Don't boil me, bro. Just don't boil me, because I can't beat everything. Oh, come on! Give me a break! Give me a break! Just whiff! Just whiff one time! One time! Just don't have the perfect card. Alright. If we whiff on this turn, Timber, I am conceding the match. Okay? I'm just gonna throw that out there. Where's my Beast Within? I went for the highest TV play, which was to attempt to kill my opponent Magus by Beast Within in my own thing. Okay, woof. Actually, it might have been better to. It might have been better to get a Baloth there. Now that I think about it. They got no value in the yard. Scott, thank you so much for the tier 1 sub. Welcome to the Primetime Stronghold. For the 6th month in a row. Really appreciate it. I'm gonna play around anything because I don't think I can beat anything like a Boil or something. So I'm not playing around stuff that I cannot beat. So, and a 5/7 is very relevant in this board state right here. So if they do have Boil, light up the stage. I mean, I'm blocking. I'm gonna be blocking that Soulscar Mage. Is that enough? Do they actually just have fucking lethal here? 1, 2, 6, they just have lethal. That is so rough, man. That is just so rough. Wow. Wow. I can't believe I lost that one. Those hands were just not beatable. Like, those hands from my opponent were just, like, absurdly insane every step of the way. They played well, though. They played very well. Like, they timed their spells in a great way. They also made sure that they got the most value. I think my plays were also fine, but it's just one of those situations where, you know, by design, we had lost that game. When we shuffled and presented that deck, we were gonna lose. Yeah, GG's, Petrofi. Well played. Yeah, no, we lost game 1 because we're playing this stupid land instead of a stomping ground. If this had been a stomping ground, I think we win game 1. But because it was Triumph, it basically time walked us, and it only allowed us to play the Dryad and the Azusa on turn 3 instead of turn 2, and that's when you untapped. That's when you untapped and you got us. Did you have Boil game 3, and that's why you did not reveal the Obosh? We assumed that, but I couldn't play around Boil on that last game. Why didn't you reveal Obosh then? Smash the Midrange? Yeah, I don't think that you should be doing that. I don't think you should be doing that. You should, like, as is, Smash the Midrange is pretty sus against AmuLIT. Like, your plan is to Blood Moon me anyway, so like what the hell do you care about the AmuLIT to begin with? And Obosh just has so much more value. Okay, so it's likely that I'm just going to concede here. Depending on how the next couple of turns go, I'm just going to concede. I was gonna say at least there's 2 Titans in my hand, so it's less likely for my Titans to get. But then they drew a Titan, so they mill a Titan, sorry. When did mill get popular again? I don't know, man. YOLO prime time. It's gonna get drowned. Archive trap's fine. Like, it's not fine, we're gonna lose to it, but like, got it again. One, two. Oh, fuck, technically there's one more Titan. So I guess I can't really concede. Vesuva is in the bin. One, two, three, four. So this means I get to haste, so it's worth it. All right, Zach, do you have the draw number 3? Dismember, Beast Within, Excavator, Sage. that mill build has been so good. I mean, it's because I mean, if we had a freaking Gaia's blessing in the cyber, we just win, right? Like you go from being a 0%er to being a 95%er to win the game. So it's just like, this is just people taking advantage of other people not wanting to devote the one cyber slot, just like we are right now. And this is my second time playing against Mill today, so I think we might be going through a phase where you just have to play Mill hate. It's just the way it is. And if that's the case, then, you know, fuck it, whatever. We will play Mill hate, and then we're just gonna beat the Mill matchup, because that's just how that works. That's just how that dynamic works out. Hedron Crav. I don't win 2 out of 15 matches is well worth 1 out of 15 servers. Yeah, exactly, but like it's not up to you. It's not up to you, right? Like, it's just how that was. Thoughts on Naya Lands? Yesterday worth pursuing. I'm gonna be pursuing it, but I think that it needs a lot of work. Like, a lot of work. It's not even close. I guess I should have played the second castle there. Yeah, that was a mistake, because now I can't trigger Valak. That was a huge mistake, actually. Fuck. Oof, that was bad. He didn't fetch. Why would he not fetch? They have another dude? Oh, Fatal Push. That's why they didn't fetch. Just playing around push here. So Rex Sage is gone. What else? They still can't surgical my Dryads, but my Titans are now gone. So no more Titans. So unlucky that we just naturally drew the Titan. That's really sad. So if they have drawn the lock, we can't win anymore, right? Yeah, they have drawn the lock, so we just lose again. Fuck, man. Oh, they had the bush last turn? Crazy. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Also, I stacked my triggers wrong. I'm just mentally checked out of this game. Like, it's kind of whatever at this point. I'm just totally mentally checked out. Like, if this works out, it works out, but whatever. To run Urian is my natural enemy. Not really. Mill's natural enemy is just you have to play Gaia's Blessing. Like, it's pretty straightforward. Like, it's not a secret, right? Like, I know how to beat Mill. I don't think I can afford to do that though. That's just the thing. Okay, I'm just whatever. Starting 2-0 and then losing to both Blood Moon and Mill again it's very disheartening. Killing people with Valakut Exploration more than I thought. Valakut Exploration was very good, and Escape to the Wilds was the best card that I was playing. I tried Escape to the Wilds and I was very, very impressed by it. Okay, I'm not gonna play this. Oh my, I don't want to play this anymore. I'm just gonna concede the match. All right, Gaia's Blessing, yes. Escape to Gaia's Blessing, yes. We're gonna be playing Gaia's Blessing in the Cyber now. We're gonna be playing Gaia's Blessing in the Cyber now. We are going to be playing Gaia's Blessing in the Cyber now. Over what? Honestly, I'm not hot on the boils. This card is also not playable. So we're gonna cut that and we're gonna play Stomping Ground instead. I don't think Gaia's Blessing. I think that I disagree, Zach. I disagree. I think that actually Gaia's Blessing is very good. Still beat every Titan deck I play, whether they have it or not. That's true. That is true that it's still bad, but it is a lot better. Like, I'm forcing your hand so much on the surgicals, right? I'm basically forcing. Actually, I wanted to try out a Kozilek, actually, because I was thinking that against the Heliod combo deck, you can potentially bring in Kozilek and actually go ahead and basically kill all of their dudes and then mill them because you have Kozilek. So maybe that's just wishful thinking on my part, and they have more answers to my Dryads than I have time for milling them, but I don't think that's true. They have like maybe 2 Skyclave apparitions or something like that. So that's something that I was considering, at least, instead of Gaia's Blessing. The problem that I have with Emrakul is that it's kind of not really castable. Dilson Sap Meneses, thank you for the follow. But yeah, I mean, it's surgical extraction what gets you, right? But like every time I've gotten paired against Mill, I just force their hand very quickly, right? Like, I'm forcing you to have the surgical on turn 3 or 4 for my Titan, and if you have the surgical for the Titan, then you don't have the surgical for the Gaia's Blessing or the Kozilek. And if you have the surgical for that one too, then I have the surgical. You need to have the surgical for the Dryad, and then you need to have the surgical for the Field of the Dead, and then you also have to have an answer to the Raminap Excavator. Right? It just gets to a point where I'm just forcing your hand so many different ways that eventually the Mill player kind of just runs out of cards. Particularly because, like, at that point, by the point you're milling Kozilek, you probably use like 4 cards from your hand or something. So that co-select is a 4-4-0 just by default, and then you just take it from there. I strongly disagree. I'm just telling you my experience, Zach. I'm just telling you my experience every time I got paired against Mill with a cyber card as opposed to when I got paired against it without a sideboard card. I think I am XO. No, that's a lie. I actually lost with Blessing in my cyber. I actually lost against Mill because in both games 2 and 3, I beat in game 1, and games 2 and 3 I naturally drew Gaia's Blessing both times. I think you should not play cards for Mill because he's like 1% of the meta. I mean, that's what I was thinking before I got paired against it 3 times today. Mill is basically like Dredge or Affinity was before. Like, when people forget about it, it just comes down, it takes a top 8 set event or something, and then people just devote one cyber slot to it, and then they just disappear. But I played against it yesterday, I think once or twice, and I played against it 3 times. So clearly I'm just talking about experience, that right now we're in a phase where people are playing Mill. And then that will go away in like a week or 2. And then I'm not going to have to play a cyber card. And then people are going to pick it back again. And that's like the cycle that's going to happen. But I'm just 0% to win the matchup otherwise, right? I'm 0% to win the matchup by design. So it's a matter of whether do I want to basically start every single league I play with like 1 loss, or whether I want to, just give myself a shot. And I think right now I'm in a situation where we're in a spot where I have to give myself a shot somehow. But yeah, whenever we're in a low percentage of Mill phase, then that's probably gonna be better. But yeah, honestly, the most tilting thing was the fact that I went into this stream saying Ketria Triumph sucks, and I end up losing a game specifically because I have Ketria Triumph in my deck. Like that, it was a little bit vindicated in a way. You like the Adrasimo? Yeah. Particularly because of what I was thinking about Heliod, which is a deck that has picked up a lot. Definitely a deck that has picked up a lot. So Kozilek, basically, it's a roundabout way of giving me a shot against Heliod after they combo with Infinite Life. I wonder if it should be Emrakul, just because it cannot get removed by the Heliod deck. Because what I'm thinking is about the fact that we can basically Emrakul a bunch until, or co-select them a bunch until we get them out of permanence, and then we use Valakut plus Dryad to kill the Emrakul. And that is, I guess, a way to play around my opponent having an answer. Do I have any other way of killing Emrakul or co-select? Not really. Maybe I'm just being crazy here. Yeah, I'm not gonna devote 2 cyber slots to Mill. I'm devoting exactly 1. What about 4 Symbiosis? Co-select dies to beats within. Yeah, but it dies to my opponent path in it too, which is the problem. Emrakul doesn't die to my opponent path in it, but then I can't answer it myself, which is the problem that I'm having right now. So we could play Big Mama. But then we can't answer Emrakul with... It just needs 5 Valakut triggers, basically. I think Boyle is very good in competitive events, but it's not good in leagues. Like if you want to test for, if you want to like grind PPs for from leagues, then you probably should not be playing Boyle. It has felt like a waste of a sideboard slot. And not only a waste of a sideboard slot, but again, we literally just lost the match because we have a strictly worst version of a land because we want to cast Boyle. Which again, makes sense in the context of the thing, even though I still wouldn't do it. I would still play Stomping Ground instead of Triumph. But yeah, like Boyle is just not very good in leagues because the Omnath deck is just too expensive. Like that's literally the reason. Which is honestly a hilarious reason. Yeah, I mean, if you're playing a competitive event, you're gonna see the Omnath deck. Like, if you go to the latest, to the showcase, if you go through the showcase over here, these are the showcase results. This is from this past weekend. If you go through the results from the showcase, we have X-Whale on Titan. We have Mono Green Tron somehow. Weird. And then Udo. And Uro. So 3 out of the 8, 3 decks out of the top 8 are playing like the Omnath deck and stuff. So clearly the deck is very, very very popular in competitive events. Like it should be. It is the best deck in the format. I don't think anybody can realistically argue with that. So yeah, probably Boyle is great in competitive events, but it's just not good in leagues. It just isn't. And at that point, I guess I'm not gonna play Stomping Ground, and I'm just gonna play Breeding. Either Breeding. Huh. What if I just mold my mono green list after this? And I just play another basic forest. That could be it. That could be a thing. That could be a thing. For those of you that are wondering, my mono green list is basically just like not splashing for blue. Where is it? Where the hell is my... What the hell? There we go. I have too many. I'm gonna have to do some... I'm gonna need to do some cleansing. So the idea here is to maximize on Turn Timber, because Turn Timber is busted. So we said that we were gonna try co-select here. And Beast Within. Also, I think there are a lot of Blood Moons, so it really surprises me that Mistaken was not playing Force of Vigor. Also, Trucker sucks. Pains me to say it, but Trucker sucks. And this is with 2 Valakuts. Yeah. So this is basically the same main deck that Mistaken was playing, but we have that switch going on, and the Turn Timber. The Turn Timber would be a Grazer. And what would be the castle? Oh, he was playing 1 less bounce land, I guess. So 1 less bounce land for the 4th castle. Okay. All right. So this is probably like the next list that I'm going to try. You're bringing Dismember against Prowess even if it costs 4 life. I bring in 2 because of Magus of the Moon and because of like usually a Prowess creature will, if left unchecked, is going to represent more than 4 damage. And not only it's going to represent more than 4 damage, but also it's going to represent a bunch of value. Like it enables light up the stage, like all that kind of stuff. So I think that a couple of these members are fine, particularly against blue-red versions. But like you're not excited about bringing in this member, right? Like you just bring it because you have to. What else? I do like the second field in this sideboard, but I also kind of want to add the 3rd copy of this member. So it could be over Relic, something like this. Okay, so I guess next time I try AmuLIT, I'm probably gonna go with something like this. As you can see, no breeding pools. We're playing 5 basics instead. This has been pretty good, actually. I have enjoyed having access to the 5th basic. It's pretty relevant against matchups like Death and Taxes and stuff like that, where your lands just get destroyed, and also against matchups like Ponza and whatever, where they just blood moon you. So it's good stuff. It's good stuff. That was probably like the saddest league I have ever played in at least in a long time. Like we start out 2-0, feeling good, get paired against Blood Moon, just get Blood Moon and get milled twice out of the game. Feels bad, man. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed getting wrecked and you enjoy like the thoughts afterwards. I think I've arrived at some productive conclusions at least. So hope you liked it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.